you something first. I didn't even know what a Degen was until I started watching you guys, your investigation. That's a term that for me, like a degenerate, it is not a good term. It doesn't sound very good. So um, when I start trying to figure out what a Degen was and if I was one of those, I said, let me go back in time. I always pull the thread. I always go back in time to see if there's a point in my life or my family's life that identifies it. I know it's a term that is used now, but if you think about it, a Deegan is someone who, for example, my grandmother that used to go to the horse races every single weekend and bet on that horse that she liked just because the way the horse looked. It was shiny. It was, the jockey had colorful outfits. It wasn't so much because she knew if it was a good horse, if it was, um, uh, who was competing. She didn't do much of the research. And, sometimes she did good and sometimes she did bad. To be honest with you, my grandparents lost their fortune at the horse races. So,
Mm.
that's, I think, a digging. And then I thought about my mom, and she used to love to take the bus to the casino and go play on the little slot machines, the quarter, not even the quarters, the pennies. So I said, you know what? That I think qualifies as a Deegan. So, and I started in crypto just as one. My first purchase or exchange, I like to call it exchange of fiat for, the digital assets. It was with Doge, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought I want to see how if I know how to make a transaction. It was all new. I'm not a stay-home mom. I work from home, and I don't have access to many people who's into, this advanced technology. I had to learn all by myself, and the YouTube University doesn't give you that much, unless you know what you're looking for. You have to be there. It's just like crypto or becoming a Deegan or whatever. Crypto is like learning a new language. You have to be there. Even though you might not understand what they're talking about, you have to be there. And I guess I started, I come from a family of Deegans.
Yeah, okay. So you started with Dogecoin, you said.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, first because I was introduced, I was doing stock market. I was doing option tradings, just learning because I was at home. I was bored. I was, stuck with the kids. And what do? I need to learn something new because obviously, when they take away everything, your freedom, you say, oh my God, they're going to take away my money. I need to learn how to do something else. What can I do? I say, I'm going to start learning about the stock market. And they were saying, "Oh, crypto's so bad, and don't go in there. It's terrible. It's downhill, and people get crazy and they lose everything." And I say, you know what? They're promoting so much the negative side of crypto that I say I have to find out because I need to teach my children if there's something dangerous going on. I need to teach them. And I talked to a friend who was into crypto and I said, I want to learn more. And he told me, I will teach you about crypto, only about Hex, only about Hex. And I say, okay, that's fine. So I start he asked, he gave me homework, start watching videos and here and there, Richard Hart. And then I said, well, sounds complicated. I'm not going to invest or exchange money. A lot of it, I'm going to start with like $50 here and there to see if I know how the technical part. And that's how I end up doing the Dodge. And I was lucky. It was really, I could not believe. I thought it was a lie. I didn't believe what I was seeing on my numbers. So
Yeah,
I was
Dogecoin was an Australian fella that brought that into the world.
really,
Yeah, and
I thought it was Elon Musk.
excuse me. Yeah, no, I think Elon hijacked it in
What?
recent years, didn't he? Because the Aussie fella abandoned the project or something, from what I read. But okay,
Wow.
it's interesting that you bring up the um, prioritizing learning about this for the next generation for the kids.
Absolutely.
I think that's a really sort of important aspect of trying to understand what the bloody hell's going on here in this crypto economy and if it's going to be applicable to the next generation. How do you view it? I assume you're a mother. How do you view it in that regard in terms of taking what you understand about it and maybe passing that on to the kids because it is a complex technology and all the different various
Well,
stakeholders.
yeah, it's very complicated. And let me tell you something. If you don't grow up with people around who's doing it, who's like, living it every single day, you breathe the language, you learn the language, it is very complicated. But also, as a parent, I have a big responsibility. I need to teach. My mother didn't teach me about finance, financial, and, she was just work, 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 and save, 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 and she didn't even know that we can buy a house in payments. She thought she had to collect all the money. She grew up in Argentina. We come, from Argentina, and she was never, she barely knew the language. She, we were here in the United States, and she didn't know what to do. So I say, I don't want my kids to go through the same thing that I went through with my mom. I should have known all that before. So I say, you know what? I'm very motivated by, and I have a big responsibility. I think that is my responsibility to at least show them. If they want to do it, that's fine, but at least I'm going to give them the tools to identify, at least identify what is right, what is wrong, options they have. They have to learn how to, for example, um, I know that all the technology is the future. So I'm trying to push my kids uh, to a career that is in technology. Not because mommy want them to be engineers, at JPL or a NASA, just because I want them to be able to fit in, or be ahead of everyone, you know, in their generation. They're only 13 and 14. And the children were, they learn fast. They were able to learn how to deal with all the technical aspects because it's very complicated. For example, Fortnite, Roblox, all the games, and they're able to learn so much, to trade and the tricks and what to do. And I say, well, if they know how to deal with a game that is so complicated, they will be able to pick up how to deal with DeFi finances and crypto very quick too. So I need to be ahead of them. I need to always know a little bit more than them so I can guide them through, and then they can take off and do whatever they want. But I think and for me too, I think for people, it is important to keep, for me, it's important to keep in mind always working so I can get, agile. I could get better at things, and that's what I started learning about crypto. I know more than I say, but I'm afraid to say it because it's something that it's quite contrary from other things. They're very judgmental. Everybody wants their. We have a young generation or people who have been there doing technical for a long time. So for someone to come in with little knowledge or trying to learn, they're a little bit snobbish. I don't know how to say. I don't know which word to use not to offend anyone. They should be proud, but sometimes they need to let the little people come and try to learn a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because that's the thing with the anonymous or pseudonymous nature of the crypto economy. How do you navigate never really knowing with whom you're exchanging with or interacting with? Does that bother you at all?
You know what? I have no way out. I have to do it. It's like when you swim, you have to eventually, either you're afraid to jump in the waters or you just go, straight forward. Yes. But that danger is every day, every day in everything. You just, open the door of your house and someone there, danger might be on the other side of the door.
Mm.
So yeah, um,
That's the thing,
I don't
isn't
know.
it, with digital? It's often it's not in the real world. The fear is obviously getting hurt physically, but typically in digital realm, it's economically, right? Or emotionally,
Yeah.
depending. Obviously, you have
Yeah, it's all that could be emotionally, could be if you're not as strong out there, they could destroy you. Trust me, I'm a very, very strong woman and I have a strong character. I try not to I don't like to spend my energy fighting with, things that are not important or will not bring me something positive or, I will learn something out of it. But it could be brutal. It could be brutal. Sometimes, when I'm in the spaces and I'm talking to the people and I hear, as a mom or as someone who's an adult and polite, sometimes I hear things and I don't like to hear but they're behind the I can't pronounce that word, anonymity, anonymity,
an anonymity,
anonymity.
yeah,
Thank you,
or
Peter.
pseudonymity, which is like
Pseudo-anonymity.
a sort of character that or an avatar that they
Yes, they could. We
interact
have a
with.
lot of characters. I like this. Since I started on the spaces, I like them to see me. I like them to identify with me because I have, there's different things that I can bring to the communities, that I can bring to the crypto world, that I can do, and I cannot do it behind the scenes. I have to um show them there's a real person, maybe because I want to become a little bit of the nexus between the pseudo anonymity and the reality. I think it's very important. If we want the crypto to take the bad name out, we need to be face to face, right? I think that's super important.
I think it makes all the difference for building for building trust in the digital realm. There is enough characters that never really show their face, but are extremely well known through their online
Yeah,
identities. But often these characters, it's all I often think of it a little bit like a theater or the stage. Social media is becoming more and more of a sort of a stage, and most people are
absolutely.
just watching what's happening. But talk to me a little bit on um, the various narratives that get peddled, because when you don't know who's got a stake in what and who's actually part of what, it's very easy to be to come across imposters that might spin up crazy narratives in order to typically push a price down or push it up, right?
Correct.
How do
It
you navigate that, or how would you even communicate that to your kids if they came into this realm?
it is very hard to get through them. Imagine one thing that I've learned is to really listen to people, listen and study. You have to continuously be studying because technology advance, and also the the way that people trick people advance as well. They get new techniques. They know they're growing. I come from marketing and public relations, and I was in radio communications, and we used to do that to manipulate. And I'm like, it's crazy. When you have a job and you work for someone else, you do whatever makes that person happy or that company. And I know how information is manipulated to gain in politics, in when you're selling something, when you're trying to put a story on people's head. So I'm pretty familiar with that sense. It's very I might I know a little bit better what to do than just your regular person out there who didn't have so many years of experience working in that part. But um do your own research. You
Mm.
have to. Crypto is not something you just go press a button and you're going to learn and you're going to win and you're going to do everything well, because you do the wrong move and everything it's like a Jenga. You put you pull the wrong brick and everything goes down. So I think education, you have to do your own research. And and uh, and uh, do I listen to people? I'm a big Richard Hart fan. I really, really respect what he has to say and the way he does. Do you really want to listen to someone who's um, a someone that doesn't have much success in making profit, someone who's just struggling to be successful with their projects, the projects that they don't even can explain very well? Or do I go and start listening? I'm not telling you I'm going to follow everything some people say, but do I listen and pay more attention to those who were successful in life, in business, in as entrepreneurs? Yes, I will listen to the person that can show me that they are successful in anything. So that's the way I do. It's just like do your own research, and you have to be responsible too. If you are going to do something that you're going to be in trouble if you lose or if you make a mistake, then don't do it. I'm a degen because I thought that was vegan. Um,
No, I've been saying
so
it wrong the whole
what do
time,
they?
apparently.
Is it Degen?
It's apparently it's Degen.
Degen, because it's degenerate,
Yeah,
degenerate,
no, I somebody
degenerate.
pulled me up for that. I've been saying it wrong the whole bloody time, so my
Probably
bad.
me too. With my English as a second language, I'm sure I did too. My the degen, you know, everybody's a degen. Everybody's a degen. We're
Everyone's
all degens in our own way.
certainly got a bit of Degen in them, that's for sure.
Yes, you're born
And
as a degen.
excuse me, it makes me think, what do you think the content creator's role is then within a community? It seems like an extremely important role.
Well, we're dealing with crypto, which is something that is very, very new. And I'm going to tell you something. The content creators that we have out there, they're not people to be in front of a camera sometimes. They're people who are not teachers. They're people who are there, they have the knowledge, and they have the best intentions or the wrong intentions to express or to teach and to share whatever they can with the public. So we have a long way to go because obviously it is not an easy subject, and we keep searching. I keep searching for that raw diamond to make them become, to support them or to look up to, that are real influencers. I think it's a contest of popularity more than a contest of who's the most knowledgeable and who can really do good for something that we believe in, which is, I think, no matter what we do, everybody, it's a business. Everybody wants to earn money. We're all here to be in a position. This is what I'm here. I want to be in a position that I could be ahead of, you know, the people on the back of the line. And I think I'm way ahead of a lot of people. But these people, the influencers, uh, sometimes they forget what we're here for. We're here for decentralized finances. We're here to break away from the control of the people who's in control. I don't want to go into, I don't want to say something I'm going to get in trouble, but yeah, that's what they forget. They forget the core. They forget what they're supposed to be doing. They just want to be popular. And unfortunately, because they were not, um, their priority, the original, how they started wasn't because they wanted to be in front of a camera or have masses following them or liking them. It's just because they have knowledge and they landed here and there's no one else. I am sure, 100% sure, that we're going to have a lot of new people I'm not sure if it's going to be next year or the next 10 years, but the influencers are going to be changing because the market is going to be more competitive. So they're going to have to step up and really know what they're doing. I think the influencers are trying to teach how to do it, but they're not explaining people why we need the adoption. A lot of people are not going to be able to do all the technical, but we need to make sure they understand what the crypto is all about. That is an exchange of fiat, just like they did, the pilgrims with the corn and the gold, and then the gold and the money, the coupons from the banks, and then from there the fiat, and then from there the credit cards, and we're going into a new generation. So people need to understand the basics so they don't fall into traps of you know of people who have the bad ideas, or the bad in themselves. They just want to benefit. There's good influencers out there, and there's really bad ones.
Yeah, and often the bad ones don't even know that they're bad. They're just
Yes.
like, I guess, idiots to a certain extent. But they,
A lot of them.
popularity objective. But that's a whole
We need to do a
conversation
you need to
itself.
do a documentary, Tom Peter, about influencers.
Yeah, I mean, well, arguably most of my previous productions have been orbiting around these people. Maybe this one won't be so different considering. But you
Yeah, I
mentioned
didn't know if it was funny, or if it was very. I feel like this is something serious. This documentary is needed. Very good. It's very needed.
yeah, it's sometimes you just want to slow down everything and take the time to really look and see. Often people are looking, but they're not seeing, is my theory, is my underlying one of my underlying theories.
Of course.
But you mentioned there the future of exchange or interaction. You're probably aware by now I have a good day token on Pulse Chain. The
That
sorry,
is one of them that I love. Good day. I love Good Day. I think I'm a Moby Dick. I'm a mega whale in Good Day.
yeah, I think I
That's
might be a mega whale as well somehow.
you
Like,
do.
I'll be honest with you, you're familiar with the Gang?
I think I am a I think so. Yes, of course I'm familiar with the Tangan. What are you
That
talking about?
there's yeah, their
They're
whole
the hottest thing in there.
their whole shtick is the oranges and the pulp and stuff. But
Yes.
they approached me 6 months ago to make the G'day token, and I've had a lot of fun charting the bloody hell's going on. I still don't really understand
I
what's
think
going
it's better.
on.
Isn't Good Day doing better than HOA right now? HOA is the Tangan
That's right.
token.
That's
I
right.
think Good Day is doing better than all the tokens out
You know,
there. It's doing incredible.
I don't know, to be honest, because I still don't really understand how to read the various liquidity pool charts and what have you. But in
Me
regards,
neither. But I trust you, Tom Peter Gillespie.
yeah, I
I
mean,
trust you.
as far as I understand, it's a meme coin. All I have to do is not rug it, and it should be fine, according to
Exactly.
Somi. Somi, the Aussie.
Yes, I love Zomi.
Yeah, he's quite
Zomi,
an
Somi. Is
he,
my your friend Somi? He's my friend too.
yeah,
No.
he's I had an interview with him. He was a really insightful fella actually.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminded me because I've been approached by a few other projects to create these liquidity pool pairs. I did one with with Richard Hart's brother, and we did
Rob,
one with the HOA. And I
you
recall
did?
you mentioning you had some plans to bring out a meme coin as well.
Of course. And it's not me. It's my cousin Lola. I have a cousin called Lola Hart,
Lola.
and Lola Hart. Yes, and she is soon. She has her own NFT. Well, Lola's a sock puppet. I don't know if you've seen her,
I saw some
but
pictures.
Yeah, she's very popular. She is the first sock puppet to have an NFT collection with the Tangang. She's a Tanganger
Yeah,
or
okay. Right.
Tangangster. I'm a Tangangster. She's a Tanganger. And she is the first ever on blockchain. Could you believe that? Like in all the chains,
The
she's
first sock puppet, or
the first sock puppet that is has an NFT collection.
oh well, congratulations, you made a
Then
bit of history
yes,
there.
yes, I think she did. And then she was the first sock puppet or puppet to ever break a world Guinness World Record with the stream and the post chain. No, the post chain conference. You know the thing that the Matty Allen did that. He had like
Yeah, yeah.
over. Well, she did that too. So she was the first and only ever sock puppet to do something like that. She's coming up with her token soon. As soon as we know where to do, we know how to do it, she will come up with her. Hey,
Okay, I'd be
if Rob is doing it, why can't Lola, right?
yeah, I mean, I'd be interesting to see how that unfolds. So we can definitely pick that up at the
Absolutely. Good day is that, Lola loves good day. Lola loves to have a good day, and she loves koalas.
yeah, I mean,
So,
most people do like to have a good day actually, which has been really
yes,
nice to see. And
I think I'm going to become millionaire. If Hex doesn't do it, Good Day is going to do it. I
if,
have no doubts. I'm
if
going to be a, I'm going after you guys. Wait until I get money. Once I make all my fortune with Good Day, I'm going to have a big studio. Look at this. Look at this. I just discovered something. Look at my lights.
oh well,
Damn, I have like clap on.
I was gonna say it's quite the
Nice.
nice set you've got there.
Nice said. You know what happened? My kitchen got destroyed with a lot of rain. Doesn't rain in California, but when it rains, it pours. So my entire kitchen is destroyed, and I have my studio, which is like with I have to have my disco ball. Um, and I moved it to the living room. So I have my entire kitchen around me, and this is the only area that I can have. Hopefully, you cut that out of the documentary. Not like people's gonna care about where Georgia broadcast.
Oh, well, if you saw the previous one, I did some 30 interviews and, that was 40 hours of footage there, but it gets dissected down into just
Did
a.
you hear about the highest of stakes? They're doing a second documentary.
I saw they were trying to raise some
They're
money.
asking for money.
I saw
I
that.
wanted to put a comment. I was like, no,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Hexicans DM'd me saying mine was better after,
absolutely.
and I
I
thought that
totally,
was I thought that was quite revealing of the community actually.
it was incredible. And you know what? The fake influencer, my favorite documentary of all.
Oh,
Bitman 360. I can't wait till can he bring Scooter Coin to Pulse Chain or not?
anything's possible, mate. As
Tell
Carlos
him.
said, anything's fucking possible. So
Tell him, I'm ready. I have a scooter park. I have a skate park about 3 blocks from here. I'm ready to hire all the kids to check the scooter coin and the movements and the because
yeah.
you scooter coin had a lot of how do you call it things behind it. It was not just a coin or a token. It
Oh no,
was
it
something behind it.
it had a solid application with the
Yes.
Buttercup 3 device that measured the improvement of the scooter. That's why I invested it in because the story was a good one. But the guy,
Hmm.
the guy just wasn't the fella wasn't able to pull it off. I guess he was just not able. He wasn't, sometimes. I mean,
We just put a GPS and put, I don't know, maybe just a GPS on their kids so parents could know where they're at. Just like stick it on the bottom of the
well,
skateboard or something.
that could be the first version. I mean, ideas are 10 a penny, right? Execution is everything.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
we're down to like our last 7 minutes here, according to the Zoom thing here. So I just want to touch on some more questions. Um, do you like the zero sum game? Excuse me, sorry. The zero sum game in crypto, for somebody to win. somebody else has to lose. That's just I mean, you could argue that's the nature of capitalism in general, right? Although
Mhm.
often there's some services or products provided in between that interaction. Is everything a zero-sum game in crypto, do you think, in the crypto economy? Someone always losing,
N-
someone to win?
No, I think it's to find the right timing, to get out before you lose. It's like you have to study. Crypto is not just throw the dice, and that is the difference. I guess that's not a degen. You do things impulsively without the study and things like that. But even though if you are, it's like a surfer, it's the waves. You just wait and wait, and then you wait, you go. You just have to know when to take your profit and when to not get in. And I'm not talking take your profit in on the top, or I call the top on the day. I'm talking about not to be so emotional and be able to I don't want to say something that sounds bad. I'm sorry. Um, to get your profits out before you lose everything. So I think that's the thing. Like, and you say everything. When you have a game, there's losers and there's winners. There can only be one winner, right? If you're in, it could be more than one winner, but no, it could be only one winner if you're going against, you know, someone. That did not sound good, but you know what I mean.
I
I
get
hope you
I
do.
get the general idea, yeah. And the riding the waves makes perfect sense. More and more
Yeah.
since I've had my own meme coin in the game, I've really started to understand how that feels in
I'm
the
not selling. I'm not selling. I'm keeping on. I'm riding the wave all the way so I become millionaire. I'm not pulling not one coin, not one good day. Just so
yeah,
you know.
that's good to know, I guess. Although
Yes.
I don't know. I guess, yeah, we'll see how it unfolds over the coming months and
Don't rug pull it.
probably
Don't rug
years.
it. Don't rug it. Told
Oh,
Peter Gillespie.
the
Don't rug
temptations
it.
the
Don't.
temptation's been there,
I
of
know
course.
you have to. I know you have to pay the $5,000 to your, boss. I know, but it was his fault. I know. I saw it. He sent you the wrong amount and you press the wrong. But you should have hold it. You should have like restake it. You should not pull the money before the
You're
term.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
You're referring
That
to
was your
the hex.
fault too.
Yeah, you're referring to
Yes.
the hex token. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it still sits in that wallet. The wallet is doxed through that
Just I believe with
investigation.
all my heart. I believe with all my heart, and I hope you have some pulse PLS pulse chain.
Yeah,
So
the,
that's
the
very
10
important.
gang fellas had to fix that up so that we could
Yes.
create the G'day token. We needed some pulse, I think, to set
Yes.
as far as I remember. All right,
Yeah,
let's
I think
we're
it's going to be
down
super
to
successful.
we're definitely going to be successful because not every meme coin has a
Yes.
documentary miniseries game attached to it, does it? And
Hell no. Maybe Bitcoin, but it's not, you know,
well,
they
that's
didn't have
the
anything else to talk about. They didn't have anything else to talk about. That's easy to get documentaries on Bitcoin. And you know what? Just to all the Bitcoin, all the people out there thinking that Bitcoin is the most, yes, it's the oldest. Respect to the olders. But guess what? Bitcoin did this up and down, up and down, up and down. We're on the bear market. Just wait. I don't know when the documentary is coming out, but you just have to be patient. That's what I'm telling you, to ride the wave. I understand. I'm not a crypto expert, and I understand that. So,
yeah, and it's certainly it's about picking your where to stand up on the board to ride that next wave, I guess. But we're down to the last 3 minutes here, and I want to get
God, I feel like I'm like speed dating or something. Tom Peter Gillespie, don't
sorry,
hurt me.
I
I
just don't want
haven't
us to
gone
get
out in a long I haven't gone out in a long time. I know you're sick, but dude, I'm doled up for this. No, don't do that to me, Peter.
well, it's the free Zoom, so
Oh, that's right.
but I
That's
do want
right.
to
We're
get
in
the
a
final
budget.
question in before this does end, and it is well twofold. The community the utility, and if so, what's your message to new degens coming in?
Well, There, without the community, there's no crypto. There's no success. The community is the most important, is the base, is the what's going to push it forward. Um, Degens, you know what? Just do your homework. Don't rely on other people. It is okay. It is okay that you do sometimes impulsive exchanges of fiat for tokens. It is okay, but you have to be safe, play safe. If you cannot lose it, don't use it. Now, I am very safe because I trust Richard Hart projects and products. I'm safe. All my 90% of my stuff is there, but with the 10% that I get, to play around, I do it. For example, with the HOA, with Good Day, with NBA, with Lola. But I make sure that if you're going to lose it, don't cry. It's your fault. It's not the people who create the token. It's your fault because you didn't do your homework.